Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 72. We're in the 70s of Let's Play Pillars of Eternity. Bong bong, mashallah. Hope you guys are doing well out there in real life. We're going to get it in, guys. Have some fun. Can't wait to play more Pillars. It's very early morning here. Sun is just coming up. We're at Cadnua. We're going to assign Shauna to this quest. Even though I'm back now, I probably could assign one of my party members to it. But we'll see how this goes, I guess. It's our first quest of this nature. So let's assign...
It keeps coming along nicely.
Indeed. Let's assign Shauna. Shauna is assigned 3 turns. At least we'll get the red reed wand and 500 to 1,000 copper. 25% experience. I don't know if our party's gonna get that. I doubt it. Gaffel the drunkard, bad visitor leaving in 3 days. Local inebriate has wandered into the stronghold grounds. He's asking for help with his accumulated debts. I don't know if we're supposed to avoid him because he's a bad visitor. Or if we go talk to him and settle his debts, like if that's a good thing. I mean, it is what it is, but let's see. What do we want to do next? Merchant stalls. Merchant to sell general goods in your great hall, a craft hall. Dexterity bonus. Curio shop. Craft hall adds a weapons and armor merchant. Buy traps, receive a mechanics bonus. Chapel, purchase scrolls from a priest. Requires Bailey. I don't know what to do next. We might be saving for another magic item. I'm not sure. How about the towers? Gives a perception bonus. 2 prestige, 1 security. 800 copper. Maybe we should build a south curtain wall. Provides protection to the Bailey from invaders coming from the south. The west. We don't even have the Bailey. Let's just build the Bailey. Allow you to upgrade the grounds further. Keeps the stronghold self-sufficient. 2 prestige. 800 copper, 2 days. Bong bong. And a whistling in the reeds. I mean, he's a bad visitor. If we go to the main hall.
Sure.
As we see how beautiful this wall and stuff is coming along. Oh, what do we have here? Skirmish archer with his lion companion. Wow. Waiting on your orders, my lord. That is cool. So being a bad visitor means what exactly? Careful, the drunkard. Hey, I just need a second of your time. Hello, greetings, Lord Elzarian. I mean, I was hoping to talk to you. I'm in a spot of trouble. This man's breath stinks of ale. Very well, let's hear it. You call your allies together and motion for the petitioner to step forward. So we won't ignore him. We'll see what he has to say. Thing is, I've worked up a few debts in Deerford, and a few other places, more than a few. I haven't got the coin, my lord. I'd pay it off if I could. I was thinking, maybe you'd know of someone looking to hire on or something. I'm willing to work. I know a way you can pay off your debt. I never did learn much of a trade. What'd you have in mind? Geffel fidgets nervously. Oh man, is that a really a good idea? I'll talk to Bella Sedge at the Brackenberry Sanitarium. You can help her with her research. Like in rests, you mean? Suppose that ought to pay well at least, right? He bows awkwardly. Thank you, I'll head out there as soon as I can. Geffel the drunkard leaves the stronghold. I don't know if that was a very good idea, but it was something, right? Bella Sedge. Alright, so we're pretty much done here. I should talk to the statue over here.
I trust all is well. Please let me know if there's anything I can do.
Whistling in the reed. Shauna is assigned 3 turns, okay. I'm not sure what it means, 3 turns.
Better indeed.
It's getting there. Oh, I'm getting some weird choppiness for some reason. Yeah, it's getting there. I have no idea why it's acting up like that. Could be because my temperatures are too high and I don't know how to fix that right now. I've just been getting some issues with temperatures. No, it doesn't seem to be that. Just a weird glitch in the matrix. Alright, let's head out to Woodend Plains to Ondra's gift. 22 hours, 39 minutes. Let's go, son. The glossary contains definitions and explanations of many terms, right? Alright, Ondra's gift. Let's see what we've got going on here. Oh, we've got Merwald's Grimoire. You can learn some stuff from that. Are there any grimoires we can sell? A dozen's wizard. Look at this. Calcos minor blights. Oh yeah, we know about those. Okay. Waterlogged grimoire. We didn't see this. Lengrath's displaced image. Cause the caster to appear visually displaced, increasing their deflection and reflex for the duration. Additionally, many deflection and reflex attacks that score hits will be converted to grazes. Lasts for 60 seconds, plus 25 deflection, 20 reflex, and 50% of incoming hits converted to grazes. That's really powerful. Noxious Burst. Range of 10 meters, 3.7 radius. 32 to 45 corrode damage, sickened with poison for 13 seconds. Spews forth a poisonous cloud of foulness that causes corrode damage and leaves victims sickened. So let's learn Noxious Burst for 300 Kappa. And let's learn Displaced Image. There we are. And we'll put Deleterious Alacrity of Motion and Arcane Dampener there. Here's got Miasma of Dull-Mindedness. -6 Perception, Intellect, Resolve for 16 seconds. A cloud of heavy fog settles in the minds of those in the area of effect. Dulling senses and wits. Inflicts penalties to Perception, Intellect, and Resolve. That is a really cool spell. He's got a lot of cool level 2 spells, but we'll learn that as well. And instead of Binding Web, we'll put Fetid Caress, and Console Hot's Corrosive Cipher. Yeah. Curse of Blackened Sight, Blinded. Instead of Necrotic Lance, I like Necrotic Lance. Minor Missiles. Sunless Grasp. And instead of Fan of Flames, Chill Fog. Make this an interesting grimoire to use, the Waterlog Grimoire. Just throw that on Aloth. Very good. Alright, let's read the final journal of Jonas. My son, tomorrow I become the effigy. Tomorrow I become Skon's embodiment on Aora. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. For months we met by secret conclave to plot our landlord's demise, all the while working the fields as if our hearts were content. Skon teaches us to plot with the mind while keeping one's face impassive, inscrutable. Fair fights are for those with armies. The quiet slave is our whetstone, our focus. In his worship, our cause finds focus, clarity, and possibility. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip. By the time you read this, I will be dead. I pray Skon does not abandon me for speaking of my plotting, but a son deserves to know how his father died. For I have volunteered to be the effigy. Skon will inhabit my body, using this old farmer's simple flesh as a puppet of godly rage. I have been shaved and anointed. Tomorrow morning, I will be your father in name only, as my manhood will be removed, my nose and ears removed, and my useless mortal eyes will be replaced with flint stones through which Skon might see the world. My son, I am sorry for the lies I have told you these past few seasons, but Skon demands secrecy. Even your mother knows nothing of my furtive service to the quiet slave. Curse my name if you must, but never weep for me, for I die for the betterment of our community, to smite our Lord's corruption from the face of Aora. Tomorrow my master chokes on his own whip, for tomorrow I become the effigy. That is really something. Let's look at Adairan dialects again. Well, for the first time, I read this in Avowed too, though. The sun does not set on the Adairan language. Those of us who commune with this proud language or some derivation of it. I can't pronounce that word right now. Derivative. Derivation of it. Populate every corner of Aora. Most of us who speak this wonderful tongue know it as Adairan, but scholars and those obsessed with correctness often qualify it as modern or contemporary Adairan. This is to contrast the language you and I speak with Eld Adairan, the old Elven language that was spoken in the Adairan Empire, back before the pioneer settlers of the Deerwood built their longships. If Eld Adairan could be considered the mother of the living Adairan, the language of Heelspeak could be seen as Adairan's cousin. Heelspeak is fading from common use, but many of the elves, especially the older ones, in the Adairan heartland still use this dialect. Whether you know it or not, if you can read these words, you can understand Heelspeak. It is almost identical to Adairan, but includes a large vocabulary of archaic words that have fallen out of use in today's Adairan. When you hear bards sing old Adairan poems, there are often lines of chorus that sound like melodic nonsense, inserted to complete rhymes. These are usually instances of words that are lost from our common language, but still used in Heelspeak. While Heelspeak is familiar to speakers of so-called modern Adairan, the same cannot be said of our language's predecessor. Eld Adairan is a dead language, spoken by academics but not used in any major community. Eld Adairan words are often familiar to Adairan readers, but the words use orthography, and that has since been abandoned. Unfamiliar accent marks abound. For example, Eld Adairan contains some diphthongs that have no place in the modern Adairan, as well as a few tricky consonant clusters. EA sounds like Ea. That sounds like the colloquial salutation Hea. So scan. No, that's EA. Scan is SKAE. EO sounds like CO or AO, like in the word Aora. A is pronounced like AE, such as in Wraith. AE. UE and U with an umlaut both create long oo sounds, as in loop. Y sounds like E sounds, as in bee. GJ sounds like the consonant Y, as in U. That's a hard one to remember. Yeah. And UE is ooh, and yeah. SC we know sounds like SH, so you'd pronounce that like shop. CG sounds like the didge at the end of the word hedge. Yep. We knew that one. It is not uncommon for given names of Adirans, Deerwoodans, and Red Sarens to come from Eldadiran. Some examples. Aldween is pronounced Aldween because of the long vowel sound on the Y. Dernish is pronounced Dernish since the final SC cluster sounds like an SH sound. Yester is pronounced Yester on account of the GJ consonant cluster. Sledge is pronounced like Sledge. Thirsch is pronounced Thirsch. Uskrim? Okay, Uskrim, and not Uskrim. Ingmar is pronounced Ingmar, leading with a vowel sound. We'll hang on to this just for reference. And that's pretty much all we have to read in the Adiran Empire Part 2, Expanding Borders. In 2602 AI, Adiran explorers returned from over the ocean, telling tales of the ruins and treasures there and of expansive fields that were perfect for growing Vorlos. The explorers warned the Fairkening that the locals were not friendly to outsiders, but the Fairkening, seeing this as an opportunity to extend his empire and secure trade on another continent, sent more explorers. Over the next 20 years, the area that would become the Deerwood was investigated, mapped, and colonized. In 2623, the first permanent Adiran colonial settlements were established. Vorlos fields were set up north of the forests in the Deerwood, but between the conflicts with the Glonfothans and the War of the Broken Stone, it floundered. It wasn't until 2643 that the opportunity presented itself again. Some Eotasian pilgrims, wanting to escape persecution, established colonies and Vorlos farming operations in the territory of Raed Saris. With Grand Valia on the verge of collapse, the Fairkening wanted to ensure his hold on the purple dye trade would be established. He encouraged the settlement and even paid to have the pilgrims set up in the New World. Because the Fairkening was still trying to secure his name in the purple dye trade, he was unable to properly respond to Admeth Hadret when he issued his ultimatum. To avoid a rebellion and leave himself time to oversee the Vorlos farms in Raed Saris, the Fairkening relented and made Admeth a Gref Palatine. In return for this concession, Admeth spent time and resources on the Deerwood's trade and shipping routes, benefiting the Fairkening with increased income. For 7 years, the Deerwood provided Adir with a steady income, leaving the Fairkening time to ensure his trade system in Raed Saris was strong. With the Fairkening's attention elsewhere, Admeth instituted the 10 Years Treaties, ending slavery in the Deerwood and permanently removing one of the revenue sources provided by the Deerwoodan explorers, the artifacts from the ruins scattered throughout the Deerwood. At this point, the Fairkening's word meant almost nothing to the citizens of the Deerwood. Admeth Hadret had replaced him as their true leader. In order to undermine Admeth's standing, the Fairkening found allies willing to explore the ruins against the treaty conditions and plunder them. Soon, Adir again had a supply of artifacts to sell. When his agents were eventually caught, the Fairkening distanced himself from the operation, certain there was no way to link him to the proceedings. But the Gref, using means provided to him by his Glonfothan allies, discovered the evidence needed to prove the Fairkening was behind the plunderers. The conflict that arose from this revelation led to Admeth declaring independence for the Deerwood in 2668. After a bloody 4-year-long war that resulted in the death of Admeth, the Fair King relented. Trying to keep control of the Deerwood had become too costly. He signed treaties with the new Duke of the Deerwood and returned his attention to Raed Saris, redoubling efforts on the Vorlos trade, which is still running today. Pretty interesting. We'll sell those two and get a move on here. Let's explore more of Ondra's gift. What do we have to do? A return to court. Okay. Travel to the cave. Find the Elder Archives. Talk to Cyril. What? We didn't do that yet? Alright, she has the Engwithan medallion, but she won't give it up easily. We have to give another 1,000 to them to meet her again, probably. Or no, we might be able to just go up and talk to her. I forget what we need for that. Money? 6,000 pawns? I'm not sure. Travel to the cliffs you saw. Explore the endless paths. Oh, we should have done a little bit of the endless paths. Travel with Adair to the records archive. Continue to get to know Durance. Find the missing pieces of the Engwithan scepter. We could try that. Find the missing guards, are likely somewhere in Heritage Hill. Retrieve the stolen scroll. An abandoned farm on the path to Deerford. Yeah, we could do some of the endless paths sometime. Let's come across here and head into the water.
I'll take a look.
And see if we explored all these houses. That's the Valiant Trading Company, Ramshackle Home, the Lighthouse, Salty Mast, Anna's house. Yeah, I guess we have. Oh, we can't go in the water. Do we have to wait till low tide or something? We might have to.
A dozen Adiran ships were shattered against these levees during the War of Defiance. Best to heed the astrologers, I find, where tides are concerned.
Place gets my blood beating in all the right places.
Nada.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very.
Captain won't be happy to hear about this, Marceno. This young lanky sailor is wringing his cap anxiously, sweat beading on his furrowed brow. His eyes widen as you approach and he takes a few steps forward.
How do you do?
If you've a moment, you're not from around here, right? You don't look like you're from the docks. He looks around nervously. I could use your help. What makes you think I'm not from around here? We don't see many like you around here is all. He shuffles awkwardly. Even on the docks. You're a sailor? Yes, sir. I signed on about half a year back. The pay's decent and the sight of the sun coming up over the sea. I wouldn't give up that for anything. He sighs. I just wish I'd asked around about the captain first. What's the problem? Oh, thank you. They weren't lying, saying you're a kind-hearted sort. He runs a hand through his hair nervously. It's the captain, or rather, not the captain himself, but his chest, or his sea chest. He keeps all his valuables in there, tucked away safe. I was unloading it with the rest of the things. What with us staying in port a couple days, and... He coughs. I may have gotten a little distracted. Marciano nods towards the buildings nearby. I wasn't gone long, just an hour at the salty mast. When I got back, the chest was gone. He sets a pleading look on you. It really hasn't been that long. Whoever took it can't be too far. But the shifts change, and I'm on watch. I can't sneak off to look for it, and the captain will kill me if he hears of it. I'll get strung up on the yardarm. Please, if you could get it back for me, I swear by the flame I'll make it worth your while. You can have my pay. I won't be spending it if Captain Fortinero finds out anyway. Any ideas where the thieves might have taken the chest? Well, the chest itself is pretty heavy. Nobody I've asked has seen it getting carried around either. I figure they must have snuck it off somewhere nearby, just out of sight. They can't have gone far. There's a pretty good lock on it too, so I'm hoping they haven't got it open. Unless they take an axe to it, I suppose. Oh gods, he takes a breath. If they've got it open, I really am done for. Farewell. Find Marcelo's missing crate.
I see where you're going with
Oh,
that.
here it is right here. No, I'm just kidding.
Give me a real challenge.
Oh, a pearl and an opal. Dang. Nice finds, both of them. Alright, we'll come up here. Can't get on the ship. Let's see. Come over here to the lighthouse. Even though we really have no reason to be at the lighthouse, we can still check it out.
A touch of Margren's fire should settle spirits here.
Whoa. I heard that. Are you... Oh, we need the proper key.
I'll see what I can find.
Little foreshadowing by Durrance, I guess. Naya. No hiring builders, no experience needed. So what? As you approach, she eagerly turns to you. You interested in doing some construction work? Her clothes are simple but nicer than most you've seen in Ondra's gift. Pays good money. I take it you're having trouble finding workers. Workers who aren't superstitious cowards anyway. She shakes her head. I offer good coin, but as soon as I tell them about the job, they say an oath to the Lady of Lament and spit over the dock. They all think the lighthouse is haunted, ever since the floods of Ondra's gift. Echoes of the war. The flood certainly claimed enough souls to pack a lighthouse full to bursting. Ondra's gift was flooded? Back at the end of the War of Defiance, it was one of the finishing blows to the Adiran military. Cost us a lot, though. The whole district was supposed to be evacuated, but not everyone left in time. The Adirans put anyone they found to the sword. The lucky ones who escaped the slaughter drowned hours later when Hadrat's forces broke the dams. Locals say the lighthouse keeper was one of the people who stayed behind, and one of the last to die. She shrugs. I don't know why that makes the lighthouse any more haunted than the rest of the gift, but there you have it. Have you gone inside? Who, me? She laughs nervously. Not exactly. See, my health is rather delicate and all that dust. She sighs. All right, when I saw two Almawa deckhands running as fast as they could down the pier, I lost my nerve too. I could take a look? Good. About time someone puts an end to this foolishness. She rummages in her pocket and pulls out a skeleton key. As she hands it to you, she hesitates. Just be careful. Not that I believe the ghost stories, but it is an old building, so watch your step. I have some questions. What do you want to know? You're not from Defiance Bay, are you? She laughs bitterly. What gave it away? The accent or the fact that I was the dupe who paid good coin for this place? I'm from New Hayamar on the northern coast. It's smaller than Defiance Bay, so I came here hoping for some fresh opportunities and maybe the chance to do a little good in this neighborhood. Tell me about the flooding of Ondra's gift. Hadrat ordered it near the end of the War of Defiance. It was one of the finishing blows. Oh, heard that. What are you building? And allegedly, she brushes a single loose strand of her bun behind her ear. The gift needs a spot with a little more class than the salty mast. This district has been in the dumps since the War of Defiance. It seemed ready for some fresh development. So imagine my excitement when I find this place, 3 floors tall and right on the water, for sale at a reasonable price. And it's all flooded. The seller suggested that there were other interested buyers, so I closed the deal before I'd taken time to really look into it. Stupid. She shakes her head. Being from New Hayamar, I knew about the floods, but I didn't know about the superstitions surrounding the lighthouse, and the seller was long gone by the time I found out. At this point, it'll be a miracle from the Lady of Lament herself if I make my investment back. Do you know what might be inside the lighthouse? If only, Naya shrugs. It's been uninhabited since they flooded Ondra's gift. Farewell. The Wailing Banshee.
Easy does it.
That's interesting. That answers our question of how to get into the lighthouse. Let's come up this way, though. Okay, I guess we're at the end of our rope.
Easy does it.
Maybe we can go out now. Bum, 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 bum. No, it's not letting me. Maybe come this way. Fisherman. Tide's in. If you want to get down to the shoreline, you'll have to wait until daylight. Okay. Summer rising, hour 5. So we have to wait for the sun to come up and then we can go down. Okay, that's interesting. Maybe we can... Fast mode active. A quick save here, see how long we've been playing. 33 minutes. Just have to wait for daylight to come. Do speed mode. We'll find the scepter somewhere down there. We should talk to our party members at some point. I haven't talked a lot to Sagani or Aloth lately. It's now, it's still hour 5. Dang. Hour 6. Let's gonna be a while. We'll walk around the city until then. Or actually maybe stay put here. And we'll talk to Sagani.
Ready, Watcher.
What's on your mind? Oh, we talked about everything. Talk more to Durance.
Aye?
Sure.
So I'm going to save here, guys, and call it an early episode a little bit. I want to thank you for joining me. Ask you to stay tuned for more. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. As always, and I hope to see y'all next time. If you really want to help the channel in a big way, you can become a member. Information in the description, as well as the links to my Patreon and stuff. Next time, we'll spend a little more time speeding up. Hopefully get into hour 7 and 8, and that should be enough to get down in there with the low tide. So hope to see you guys then. Until then, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. I will catch y'all in the next one. Don't go anywhere, guys. Much more fun to be had with Villas of Eternity. See ya. Ciao for now.